Michigan. She and her husband, Adam, who is competing here in the men's 2-mile run, share a common goal to make it to next summer's Beijing Olympic Games, and they're the subjects of the Nike Athlete Insight.
It still is like my passion so much to go and run for the U.S. I want to do something that's memorable there.
It just comes down to things falling into place and continually training and never giving in.
Adam is the one person that I like, when things are going great, he's the first person I want to share with.
If we didn't have each other, we probably would have thrown in the towel a long time ago.
We got a lot of things we want to achieve. I have as much invested in her achieving her goals as she does mine, so we remind ourselves sometimes daily how lucky we are.
I believe we're going to make it. I believe that. But on the same side, because of everything we've gone through, like, I don't think our careers will be defined on whether or not we make the team. We've done so much great stuff. We've come through so much. So as badly as we want this, like, I refuse to let this define us.
Goucher, wearing hip number 13.
And there is Kara Goucher getting set for the Hershey Women's 1,500 meters. Ranked number 1 in the U.S. last year at 10,000 meters. 14 runners lining up to compete in this race.
But every 10,000 meter runner needs 1,500 meter speed. That's why she's here.
There's the list of competitors. Then they back off.
That was a false start.
No, Carol, you can't charge these ladies with a false start.
No, someone stepped over the line. I mean, you know, it's always amazing. You know, you're in the 15. You got 1,500 meters to run, but if you get that one first step out of there, that's going to make a big difference. It's the same with the distance runners. They always start their watch.
Right. Was that okay?
Yeah.
That met your approval?
But of course, I'm not a distance runner, so.
There are a couple of pace setters in this 1,500-meter field. Vicki Brooks and Amber McGowan. Vicki Brooks moves out first. So Vicki Brooks and Amber McGowan, the two pace setters, the two rabbits, if you will.
And their job, Tom, the Rabbits' job is always to have a controlled tempo around the track. Generally in these races, you will have one rabbit that will go the shorter distance, maybe between 600 and 800 meters, and then someone else who has maybe a little bit more strength will try to make it to 11 or 1,200 meters, set a controlled tempo for the top racers in the event.
Do you speak from experience?
A little bit. 7 years on the circuit running as a rabbit in 800 and 1,500 meter races. Great experience and great responsibility. If it went great, no one said anything, but if it was wrong, it was your fault.
The two rabbits, Brooks and McGowan, and then in third place is Jalete Borka of Ethiopia.
Borka finished third at the Prefontaine Classic last year, ran 4:02.68.
Two rabbits, of course, will duck out after they've done their job, and right now Borka is opening up some daylight between, well, it's cloudy, but opening up some distance between the other runners.
Well, they went out in 61:39, which is very, very fast, and the rest of the field said, that's just a little bit too fast for my blood. Now all they can hope in the back of the pack, in that second pack, is that they come back to them.
So Borka of Ethiopia and Chizenko of Russia.
And that's who you got a glimpse of leading the second pack, number 120, Chizenko, who's run 3:55.68 for 1,500 meters last year. But now she's decided that she needs to try to get back up on the leaders because there is about a 5 to 7 meter gap right now.
Well, Vicki Brooks, one of the rabbits, dropped out, and Amber McGowan, the other rabbit, is leading. Now she drops out, and that means Borka of Ethiopia is in front with Chizenko of Russia in third. Kobayashi of Japan is right there and starting to try to mount a run. But as you can see, Borka of Ethiopia has a substantial lead.
So, Tom, the Rabbits took Borka through the 800-meter mark at 2:07.89. And we'll just have to watch and see if Chizenko can make up some of the distance on Borka. Right now, the gap is probably, Carol, 10 to 15 meters, maybe 20 meters now.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where you look at a race and you have someone go out with the rabbit and you think, oh, okay, they're going to come back to me. They're going to come back to me. But obviously, Chizenko decided that she does not think she's going to come back, so she has set herself out to run. Now, this woman has also run in second position, 1:57.07 for 800 meters, and she is starting to eat into the lead on the Ethiopian women.
Into the final lap, and Borka has the lead with Chizenko gaining with every stride now as they get ready to straighten out down the back stretch. Elmore of Canada has taken over third. And they're down the back stretch, and Borka of Ethiopia trying to hold off Yulia Chizenko of Russia.
And so Chizenko now trying to measure the move. It's going to be one move with 200 meters to go now for Borka, and there Chizenko is there, slowly closing the gap. Does she have enough to be able to catch up with her?
Final turn, Borka still has the lead. Chizenko trying to mount a final challenge. Here they come out of the turn and into the home straightaway. And it is Galete Borka of Ethiopia. Yulia Chizenko of Russia chasing her down the home straightaway. And Borka's holding her off. Borka accelerating as they come to the finish line. Galete Borka of Ethiopia wins. Yulia Chizenko of Russia is second. And in third will be Shalane Flanagan, who takes over to take the third spot behind Borka and Chizenko.
Wow, a gutsy race. A very gutsy race, because she was the